when you're pursuing a goal, you're going to get a lot of advice from different people. And if you're applying for jobs as a developer, beginning your journey into tech, you're going to be getting a lot of advice, a lot of different advice. So in this video, I want to talk to you about the different advice I've gotten when I was applying for jobs and what seemed to work, what didn't, and what I've learned. And there's a lot, so I'm kind of going to be a little bit random with these, but the first one is that you don't need to be cold applying. You shouldn't worry about cold applying for jobs and network. I just want to point out the job that I did end up getting was one where I applied online cold without any referrals or anything like that. And when I talked to people, my colleagues at that job, a lot of them also applied cold for getting the job. So applying cold works, and I think that's how majority of people apply, because sometimes there's not that many opportunities that people know that have an opening. So you're gonna have to find opportunities where people are looking for what you have, and in the job boards will be where you can find it. But they also emphasize that you should network, and that's what I did as well. I hit up my friends, my colleagues back from college, back from different things in my life that I met, engineers, and told them that I was getting into this field, got some advice, and some of them even were able to help me refer for jobs, for interviews. And I was able to get interviews with them, but my coding skills weren't good enough, and I ultimately got rejected from these jobs, from these interviews. And that's advice that I didn't get a lot, but I think it's useful. Is that you have to get better. You have to get better at your skills at developing. And I don't see that advice of getting better a lot, but I think that's the core of it for why you might not be getting results in your job hunt. So there's some other tactics I got, like you should follow up with your interviews, and the jobs I got, I didn't follow up. They were the ones that followed up with me to provide me the offer. So my thought process is that you kind of have to give them an opportunity for them to chase you instead of you chasing them all the time, constantly following up. And all the times I did follow up, it didn't get me any results. They said that they're still deciding, and that was all. I would never hear back from them since. So following up didn't really do much. Also, I got advice that you should work with recruiters, and this was something I did. I tried, especially as a junior dev. I would work with the recruiters because I would be applying for jobs, and sometimes I'll get recruiters to hit me up, and they'll message me about a job listing, and then I'll contact them that I was interested. And when I would contact recruiters after saying that I was interested, they kind of seem hesitant, kind of seem down, and they look at my resume and then realize that I didn't have much experience and said I wasn't qualified. But it would have been useful if they had that stuff in the beginning. Why didn't you know beforehand? So it's kind of like they sent these invites out without actually filtering the leads when they know that when they already know, if they actually took a look of the skill set of the candidate, they would know what they have. So a lot of these tactical things didn't help much, but the core of it was to use volume and to get better. So in any endeavor you have, you just have to constantly keep getting better and then do a lot of volume, and you can pursue whatever goals you have and accomplish them. So that's all I wanted to talk to you about today in this video. If you need help building out a website, web app, SaaS app, learning how to code, feel free to message me about what you're working on, what you're struggling with, what are you going through, and I can see how I can help. Thank you so much.